Hello students, I am Hasmathullah from G.K.Jain school. Today we are going to continue the 6th chapter of 11th standard, that is distribution analysis. Previously we have seen the meaning with regards to distribution analysis, how the distribution analysis works. When there is a factors of production, how many factors of production we have? Total 4 factors of production is there, like example of land, labor, capital and organization. When these factors of production generates incomes, for example rent, for example wages, for example interest, for example profit. This income has to be segregated into various parts. When this income is distributed into various parts, those distribution, the segregation or distribution of those income is known as distribution analysis. We have also seen the theory with regards to statement, where we have seen the various aspects how when the productivity is being increased, then what happens? The maximum result or maximum satisfaction or the maximum profit can be utilized. That all we have seen. The next thing we have rent. In the distribution analysis, the next big thing we have is a rent. See, rent has the two definitions, two meanings. One rent meaning is, rent is the price paid to the owner for the use of land, house or a machine. Rent has a two meaning. Meaning number one, rent is the price paid to the owner. Rent is the price paid to the owner for the use of land. So, if you are having purchased in example for you have took anyone's land, for that you have to pay the rent. For that you have to pay the money, the price. That is what we call rent. Second one is for the house. You have took anyone's house, any kind of room, for that you are paying the money, that one. Or you have got someone machine, for that machine you are paying some money. So that price is what we call rent. What is rent? In a general way, rent is the price paid to the owner for the use of land. So rent is the price that you pay to the owner. For example, I am the owner of one bungalow or an apartment. When I give my apartment to Mr. X, what happened? The use of that will be. So, for that purpose, when we are paying the rent, that rent is what the amount that we pay, that is what we call rent. For example, if I am having a 100 square feet of land where I am doing the agriculture. Now, suddenly I have to move to the other part of the world or any other state or any other country. Now what I will do? I will give that land to someone else so that he will do the agricultural work and all. And for that work, for that land, he will give me the rent. I have a house, I have a bungalow, or I have a building, or I have an apartment I have constructed. I am giving to someone else. They are staying there, and after staying there, they are giving the money. That is what we call rent. Or I have the big machine. For example, I have the water container. This water container is there, the water purifier, big plant is I have. So I am giving to someone else. He will use it. And for that also he will pay money. So when you are giving your belongings such as house, such as land, such as machines, and for that when you receive that money, that is what we call rent. Done? But in economics, rent is different thing. What is the economic rent? Economic rent refers to payment made by tenant. What is tenant? Economics rent refers to payment made by tenants to his landlord. What is landlord? For the house only. For example, there are 3 persons. Okay? A, B and C. A, B and C. So, A has a house. A has a house and B is the owner of a house. Owner. For example, A is a house, B is the owner of the house and C is the person who is staying there. C is the person who is staying at the house. Right? A is the house, B is the owner of the house and C is the one who stays in the house. This is what we call economic rent. For example, the C will give money to the B, which means for staying at a house, he will give money to the owner, and that's it what we call economic rent. And for what is receiving rent? For house only. So when any person receives the rent for the house alone, that rent, that money is what we call economic rent. Simple way, economic rent refers to payment made by the economic Rent refers to payment made by the tenant. Tenant means the person to whom you have given your house or your apartment or your rooms. For that, you are receiving the money from your person who is staying at your house. That money is that rent. That money is called economic rent. What is economic rent? We have simple rent. Rent means you receive money for giving your house, machine or any land. That is rent. Economic rent is when you receive money for giving your house. That is what we call economic rent. There is an author called David Richardson. Author called David Richardson. He is a famous economics. His classical theory of economics known as Richardian theory of rent. His classical theory of rent is also known as Richardian theories of rent. According to him, what he says that rent is all about creating the utility and having the profit adjustment with regards to the proper utilization of available sources. What does he says? Rent is that portion of the producer of the earth which is paid to the landlord for the use of the original and indestructible power of the soil. According to him, rent is that portion. So we have a earth. For example, we have a earth. So this is the earth and rent is a portion, a small portion for the person who stays here. And that person can use the entire land for any kind of person. So when you give your land to any person, from that soil, a person can utilize everything. That what is called as rent. Easy? Richard says that rent is a part of earth, and on the earth, when someone gives you the land, you utilize that land, that you utilize that place in effective manner. That is what we call rent, and for that you pay. No, that is the rent. His theory has some of the assumptions. Number one, land differs in fertility. According to him, land differs in fertility. Not every land will have the powers of having the agriculture problem. For example, if you take the land of Rajasthan, it has full desert. You cannot have rice or white or rice or you can have a wheat or any pulses. But you can have a ragi there. But you can have a watermelon there. But in the same thing that you cannot have here. If you take the example of Punjab or Andhra Pradesh or West Bengal, here you can have a rice or wheat more, but you cannot have a ragi more. You cannot have the watermelon more. So, based on the land or what happened, it differs. That's what it says. Land differs in fertility. Every land is different from others. Some land is there that nothing can be fertile there. No agricultural work can be done. So, that he says, land differs in fertility. Point 2, he says, the law of diminishing returns operate in agriculture. And he says that there is a law of diminishing marginal utility. What means? When you use it, what happens? The utility gets decreases. For example, when there is extra demand, what happens? There should be an extra supply. When the demand decreases, supply decreases, production decreases. In the same way, agricultural work which is what kind of work is? When you have first agriculture work, lot of things that you can cultivate. When is the second one, the optimum utilization will be less. And by the way, it will get decreasing because the land will lose its fertility. So when the land is losing the fertility, that's what the law of diminishing returns applicable here. Next he said, rent depends on two factors, fertility and location of a land. Rent depends on two factors. One is fertility and next one is location. Without location, land cannot be suitable. No one will come and buy. For example, you have a sea view. For example, you have a best environment. Your house can sell for at a single time. But when the land is not at proper location, it's difficult to find the buyers. In the same way, it should have the fertility. If they are buying for the agriculture and all, it should have the fertility as well. Next, in the rent, profit competition should be there. He says that rent is all about profit competition. For example, 1 BHK in Chennai 1 BHK in Chennai 1 is 10,000 rupees, means everywhere 1 BHK will be 10,000 rupees only in entire Chennai 1. Because it has been the fixed rate. The price is profit competition is being followed. Next, he says that Richardian theory is for a longer period. It's not for a small period. It will go for 10 to 12 years or even 20 to 25 years. And he says that existence of no rent or marginal land. And he also said that out of love, out of affection, out of some other thing, what happened? this rent policy is also taking place. So in many cases there is a no rent for giving your house. In many cases there is a no rent for lending your land. So many cases are there where no rent or no marginal land is also available. Next one we have land is used for cultivation only, and he says that land should be used, our land is used according to his theory for cultivation purpose only, not for any other purpose. Okay. Apart from that we have cowsy rent. We have cowsy rent. This cowsy rent is given by Alfred Marshall. He says that when you purchase any machine or when you acquire any machine or anything that is made by a man. For example, I am a man, I have made any machine and I give the machine to someone else. For that he gives me money every month or every 6 months or every 3 months. That money is a rent for me. So when I am receiving money for any creation by me, that is what that payment is known as rent. That rent is known as cowsy rent. Okay. Let's move on. Now see here, statement of theory of rent. Statement theory of rent. We have took the 3 different categories. First one, grades of land. Then we have taken the production in bags, and then we have took the surplus. See here, grades we have took A, B, C. Production we have took 40, 30 and 20. Surplus 40 minus 20, 30 minus 20 and 20 minus 20. Why we are taking 20, 20? Because we have not came across that land is a what? It has the perfect competition, which means price is fixed purpose. So that's the reason we have took the 20, 20 as a price. Now let's convert this figure into the diagram. First x-axis we have took as a grades, y-axis as a yield per bag. Yield per bag. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. A, B and C. See, A is 40, B is a 30 and C is a 20. So we have marked it and we have drawn the diagram. This shade part is there, no? This shade part, the entire shade part in a green color. This is a economic rent. This is the place where economic rent is being received, which means an average rent is being received. And above this, if anything goes above this, this will be what? It will be the highest rent, or it can be said the superlative rent. And below this set part is a no rent land. Here we don't have any kind of rent. This land is for no use, or it is used but it does not have any kind of rent value. How? With the help of 3 grades, A land, B grade land and C grade land. What we learned that grade A, B and are the rent earning land. Grade A and B are rent earning, but grade C is a no rent land. Here the land is there but the rent is not being produced. Why? Because of the various sources. See here once again, x-axis we have to set grades of land, y-axis we have to yield. Here A and B is going up till 30. Till here these sales parts are termed as economic rent. Because here the maximum rent is being utilized for giving the land, for giving machines or giving the houses. And below that, below 20 is a no rent land where no money is being given for any land given. This is what makes the explanation that grade A and B are rent earning land and grade C is a no rent land. This is what the statement theory of land. Okay. And already we have told you the cowsy rent is there. What is cowsy rent? Cowsy rent is nothing but a small aspect of where you have a machine or you have any creation or any invention of a man where for that thing, for that creation you get the money. That is what we call cowsy rent. Okay. With this, we will stop here. In next classes, we see the different part of wages and other part of the. Dear subscribers, dear viewers, if you have not subscribed our official channel, G.K.Jain Schools, and press the bell icon for the latest and nearest videos in various subjects. Thank you.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.